Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Talking Art. With me is my co-host, Debbie Ferrand. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
I have a cold today, so if I go off camera and mute my microphone, it's because I'm sneezing my head off. How are you doing?
Doing good. It's warm and sunny here in Florida today, so it was nice.
70-degree warm or 80-degree warm?
Actually, I think it was probably mid-70s, upper 70s, close to 80, yeah.
Nice. That is really nice. Well, and also with us today is our special guest, Heather Kraafter. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Arizona. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you could come. You're such a great addition to our show.
Thanks.
Yeah. And where are you from, Heather?
I'm actually from Arizona, but I live in Montana. So it's actually been very nice shorts weather, 50s, 60s today.
Really?
In Montana, that's what we call shorts weather.
Yeah. I think you're about the same as Colorado. I mean, the winters get pretty rough. Have you had a lot of snow?
No, it's been unseasonably warm, very spring-like weather for most of January, most of February. Now that it's March, I'm pretty sure we're going to start having a painful spring.
What do you call a painful spring?
Lots of snow, lots of cold weather.
That would be painful.
Well, it could be, it could be worse. It could be the tornadoes instead of snow.
I suppose that's true. I don't think we've had those here. Definitely have earthquakes, but no tornadoes.
So have we had any audience participation yet? Any shout-outs we need to give real quick?
I'm sorry, you talking to me?
I am.
Hey, you guys will have to excuse me. I'm doing comment tracker for the first time tonight, so I'm a little slow. Andrew says that I own one of the paintings in the video. Oh, how awesome is that?
He does. He actually owns the one that looks like a window with the tree in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that one's pretty too. I love that one.
I do too.
And then Terry jumps in and says, glad there was a weather report.
Exactly.
Okay, so I wanted to start this evening by talking a little bit with Debbie first about, she's been talking about different ways that we can sell our artwork rather than just selling prints, which is huge because I've just gone off a total, I'm not pushing paper prints again. So, Debbie, you want to tell us some about that?
Well, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Society 6, and there's other sites. There's Zazzle, there's Cafe Press, and a lot of those are doing putting their art on home interior designs like pillows. Society 6 has now introduced tapestries. They have shower curtains, duvet covers, cell phone cases, laptop skins. Anything that you have in your home, pretty much, they're starting to put pieces of art on. And it's really interesting because not every piece belongs on that shower curtain. So you have to be very careful which images you're picking to put on your pieces. And it's a little bit of work to get it started, but for those like yourself that don't want to be killing all them trees, this is a great way to have art in your home.
Well, I know that Fine Art America only offers, what is it? You can do the pillows, and if you have an image that's big enough, you can have it on a comforter or a duvet cover.
And then they also do cell phone cases.
Right.
Samsung's, I think. So I think they're getting there. I think they're really trying to not go that far into depth like Society 6 and Zazzle and Cafe Press have done with their items, but that's okay. I mean, I have my stuff on all of them. So, but it's interesting to see what sells. Oh, a clock. Like I found one of my images looked really good on the clocks on Society 6. So that was nice because it's touch and go. If you resize them down, they don't look so good sometimes.
That's true. That's very true. I'm definitely going to go check it out. And I know I signed up for it and looked and went, oh my gosh, this is going to be a lot of work. I don't have time for it right now. But, yeah, I need to. I need to go check it out.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Heather, now we get to talk about the fun stuff. Heather and I was discussing, I think she had a list of like 13 items, she said, that are different ways of looking at the creative processes we go through that may help us with this challenge that we're due next week.
Yeah, you had asked some ideas for helping with creativity, and I have a list of things that I've been working on just to try and help people who do ask that question sometimes. So I do have a few things if you want to go through some of them. If you're kind of stuck, because I know that the challenge is about doing anything, and sometimes anything is too broad of a subject. So if you're struggling, and especially because the challenge that you issued for this month has to do with doing something new to you, a process that's new to you. So that's actually the very first thing that I say when I'm saying somebody might be stuck and looking for a way to get their creative juices going is mix it up. Look for something that you don't normally do and do that. And sometimes you might, in this case with this challenge, you might actually challenge yourself to do something that has nothing to do with creating that piece for the challenge, but yet will get your juices flowing so that you can actually go do the piece that you want to work on. So I would definitely start with mixing it up.
Okay, and when you say doesn't have anything to do with the piece for the challenge, what do you mean by that?
Well, like, I know Debbie was showing us her piece beforehand. I don't know if it's allowed to let the cat out of the bag or not. If it's a secret. Am I allowed to talk about it, Debbie?
That's fine. Go ahead.
Well, she was showing us that being a photographer, a totally different process for her would be to use spray paint, which I thought was pretty awesome. And so she showed that she used spray paint. Well, that was the piece she's doing for the challenge, correct, Debbie?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so let's just say you thought maybe I'll use spray paint in my challenge and maybe I won't. So rather than thinking, okay, this is the piece for the challenge and then going for it, don't stress yourself out. Go spray paint something else. And turns out you liked it. Maybe you'll use this for the piece, maybe you won't.
I totally understand. Yeah, I know I'm planning on doing, well, I've already kind of started doing a mixed media piece, which is totally outside my realm of comfort. So what was your...
Mixed media is awesome.
I know you love it because I've watched all of your videos, I think.
I know, obviously I like mixed media, right? Yeah, so then, something else that I would suggest would be if you are... A lot of my suggestions have to do with drawing, like to get you drawing. I don't know what to draw necessarily sometimes. So one of the ideas that I would think is to pick something in the room that I'm sitting in. Just pick something and use that as a subject. Now I wouldn't necessarily say for mixed media that you want to necessarily grab your kitchen dining room chair or something like that and start, scratching it up and inking it up. I wouldn't necessarily do that. Actually, maybe I would. Anyway, I wouldn't suggest that you would do it. Maybe you just want to look at something that's in your room and either alter it or figure out a way to alter something similar. So that might be a way to get your juices flowing. Look at things in a different light, maybe in a different format than you normally do. If it's a chair, think about how, here's something, this is actually kind of cool. My pastor's wife actually broke her dining room chairs over the years. I mean, like one chair would die and then another chair would die. What was the last chair of the set died? And she said to me, this set was very sentimental to her, and she said to me, I don't know what to do with this, but I don't want to throw it away. It would kill me to throw it away, so I would like to know what you think. She actually ended up giving it to me because of my idea, so listen to this.
Okay.
The legs had broken, one leg had broken, so it had 3 legs and 1 broken leg. We took all the other 3 legs off, so it's just the seat with the back.
Mm-hmm.
Screw it to the wall outside and use it to hold plants, potted flowers.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice idea.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So she said, okay, you can have it then.
That's a really neat idea. Altered art, like taking books and altering books, it is very big too.
Yeah, lots of fun too, because you can do all different kinds of things. You don't have to be someone who necessarily is really good at drawing, but you could hide your drawings away within that altered book quite easily and really just practice and see your progression throughout the book. So yeah, definitely.
That's cool. Do we have any questions from the audience before we go on with any more ideas?
We have some comments. Terry says, I'm always struggling with some fresh processes, ideas, visually speaking, that is. And I'm a visual dunce, frankly. And then Sherry pops in and says that she's tried mixed media like I am.
Yeah, actually, Sherry is a card maker, so for Sherry to try mixed media, it's been quite hilarious, but a lot of fun because she's really good at it. She just didn't know.
That is fun. So she's been doing mixed media now for a while?
Yeah, I think maybe Sherry can tell us, but I think the last couple months she's been trying it, and I know we just started a design team call. Yesterday was the deadline for the design team call for the Kraaft Shaak, and she actually submitted for it a mixed media piece. She did a junk journal, and it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So, and it's funny because she always says, "I'm not a mixed media artist. I'm newbie and all that." So it's hilarious, but she's really, really good. And she tried something new.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you got to do every once in a while.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, do you have any more ideas for us?
Yeah, and again, remember I made these up for drawing, so I had drawing in mind with each time that I was doing it, but you might want to put things together that are not necessarily normally go together, like maybe a polar bear and a tiger. Maybe you would draw like the head and the body of each one and mix them up, or maybe you would use photos from like a magazine or something and cut those apart so that they actually create one new creature. So now, where does your imagination go with that? Tell a story about that. Tell it in your art, tell it with journaling, whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing, and then whatever you don't feel comfortable doing. If it feels weird, go for it and experience that feeling so that way it'll take you out of your comfort zone, and then the next time is a lot easier.
That makes perfect sense. And getting outside your comfort zone, to me, when I step outside my comfort zone, it kind of opens up a whole bunch of, almost like a whole nother train of thought. So
Absolutely.
I can try this and I'll end up actually doing something else.
Yeah, that's the point. It's a starting point. This is a starting point. Where you're going to end up is totally up to the process. So allowing the process to take you is really, that's what this is all about. I mean, Debbie, I'm sure when you were doing the spray painting and you just kind of got into it, you talked about a coffee filter for texturing, and did you think that when you started? How did you?
I did not, because my whole thing was I didn't want to spend any money on this. So I wanted to use what materials that I could recycle here from the house. So I had an old canvas board that my son had dibble-dabbled on, and I'm like, okay, well, this is just sitting here. It's been here for 2 years. I'm going to use it. Spray paint that's left over from other projects, and then any little odds and ends I could find. And I only had a small window of time to do it today. So I just grabbed whatever I saw, and the coffee filter was one of them.
That's it exactly. You let the process take you where it needed to go, and that process, that entire exercise you did today is going to help you with the next new thing that you try, because it's not going to seem so daunting. And that's what it's really all about, and creativity will flow.
And also, I think when she gets back to her photography, just having that new creative experience is going to open up your eyes maybe in a new way when you're doing your photography as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that brings us to another one of my points, is to do something crazy to something you've already done. So you've already taken a picture outside with the sunset of this particular thing. This time, do something crazy and put something in the scene that you wouldn't normally use. Something that does not belong. Try it. Just stretch yourself.
Well, I have been dabbling in the photo manipulations. So that's what my current task is, to learn how to do those, because it is a
How did
learn.
I know? That's so crazy. I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have some. Let's give a shout out here, Andrew. He likes the legless chair planter. Brilliant idea. And then Michael steps in and says, "Show them what you made on today's show in the after crafty party. That turned out really nice."
Thanks, Michael. That's sweet.
I also saw Ron Schneeberger check in really early too. So hi, Ron.
Like I said, I'm still learning this thing here. Let me see. Oh, I lost my place. Oh no.
Oh.
The magazine pictures, a collage maybe I could do. Can't draw pictures, but I can cut them out. We used to make those for our clipboards in school. Very similar, I'm sure.
Oh, who remembers using old paper bags to cover their books and then decorating those up? Oh,
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, they call it. Well, they call it. They're like, you know, Zentanglers out there now, and I mean, I've been doodling since I could hold a pencil. So, and that was my first doodling thing, was a paper bag on my school books. So it's either that or else on the book itself, which was not allowed. So.
Yeah, that one you get in trouble with.
Yeah.
Andrew Hatchett has a great idea. He says, find something you dislike and redo it as you think it should be done.
Exactly where I was going with that. That's exactly what I was going with it. So absolutely, that is and that's just it. You can revisit your old work and realize, you know what, I know now what I didn't know then, and you can fix it.
That's a good idea too, is revisiting stuff that you have hidden in the corner. I have plenty of that.
Says the process is the point, not necessarily the goal, eh?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's how you stay creative. Just stay in the process. Don't worry about the goal.
And I think you have to be willing to have mistakes and mess ups and whatever to be creative.
Hey, the tagline of my show, my Kraaft It Live show, is fun is to be had and mistakes are bound to happen. That's really the gist of the show.
You were telling me during our pre-meet that you had some pretty horrendous mistakes happen on the show. You want to tell us about a few of those?
Oh.
They're kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. As a matter of fact, Michael's been there for almost all of them. I think he actually comes to see, like, the train wreck, see if it actually will take place.
Uh-huh.
One time I was using one of those little glitter glue jars, like a tube, you know, and it comes out of a fine point. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, and finally the cap came off, and a big blob of purpley glitter everywhere. I laughed so hard, and I think I might have knocked the camera off in that one. I don't remember, but I've done that. I've done that multiple times in one show, knocked the camera off the holder. That was goofy. And then, I didn't even spell Kraaft Shaak right. You would think I'd know how, but I didn't.
Well, you do spell it kind of unusual.
No, I spell it the right way. Those people with C's, they're weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but what's with the double A's?
Oh, that's because it's Kraaft Shaak.
Got it. Do you have any other great ideas for helping us stretch?
Well, I don't know about them being great ideas, but I definitely have one last thing to leave you with, and this one sometimes gets a moan and a groan. So are you ready? Controversial.
Oh, we like controversy.
Okay, good. It's controversial. So here we go. Copy someone else's work. Find a mentor, somebody's work that you really do like, look at what they do, follow what they do, and copy it. Now, I'm not telling you to copy it to sell. That's not what I said. But copy it for practice. Because if you, in the process of doing what they did, you'll find something different for yourself, as well as you will be stretching your style out. And I promise at the very end it won't look anything like theirs, no matter how hard you try. It's almost impossible to really copy. So doing that will teach you a new process, multiple different techniques, I'm sure, and then in the process of doing that, you'll find yourself and your style.
So you mean more like duplicate the process more than just not so much copying?
Oh no, I've done it. I've copied from start to finish exactly what they did. Put the flower where they put it. Used the exact same colors, the whole 9 yards, but still didn't work like theirs.
Well, I think that's where the individualism comes in. I mean, because I've done the same thing, followed a tutorial and copied exactly, and it never ever looks like the original does. But it is a good way to win or to learn a new process.
Yeah, and it's definitely fun because what you'll do is you're doing it, at least this has been my experience, as you're copying that other person's work, and then when they put something somewhere, especially if you've done it a few times, when they go to put something somewhere, you go, oh, no, 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 and you don't put it there now. Now you've decided where you want your art to go, and you end up really quickly no longer copying what they're doing. So it's just about getting yourself out of your comfort zone, pushing yourself and your limits a little bit further than you're used to, but doing it in a safe way because you've seen that they did it. You've seen that they've succeeded with it, so it feels safer to copy what they're doing. And in the process, you learn those tips and techniques, and then you're able to go the other direction. So it's just more of allowing yourself to do it.
Fascinating technique.
It is. Very fascinating. So, Heather, tell us about all the shows you're on.
All the shows I'm on. I do a live chat, kind of like a video log or vlog, whatever they call those, on Mondays. And then I have a live crafting show on Tuesdays, which I did today. And that's pretty much it. I also do like a sped up video of a finished piece from start to finish sometimes, and I post that, but it's not a live thing at all. But and I don't know, that's about it that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I think the live speed up ones are the ones that I've really watched a lot of, especially since I decided to tackle this mixed media.
Yeah, they're easy because you can swallow about 3 hours worth of work in about 25 minutes. So that's much better than sitting there through the whole process, the drying time, and all that kind of stuff. Mixed media takes a lot of patience, in the sense that you have to know that you're going to leave this for a while, even if it's to move on to something else while that's drying. You have to be able to walk away from this at this step, this stage.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm doing the mixed media journals, and I've got 3 of them started.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I figure one of them will be done in time.
Yeah.
But, okay, wait a minute, gotta let that dry. Go to this step.
I know when Sherry and I were hanging out in the After Kraafter party today, she was saying, okay, now what? And asking us all what to do next on her project, and we were giving her suggestions, and then she used some crackle paste to put some pieces on, and then said, oh great, now I have to wait for this to dry. And we had a good chuckle about it, because that's pretty much the gist of it right there. And now I wait for it to dry.
Which I found when I was painting in oils, I had the same thing, but acrylics not so much. They dry.
Yeah, acrylics are nice that way because it's almost like instant gratification, but you can still mess it up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm going to jump in, and we've got quite a bit of comments here. Michael says it's actually like a cover band that plays other people's music to get their own sound and learn.
Exactly.
That's an excellent analogy.
And then Kim says, I like that. Still like an artist. She thinks there's a book by that name. And yeah, that was a good quote there. Oh, and then Terry jumps in and says, good artist copy, great artist steal.
There you go. Quote investigator. I love that he looks it up. He will always give you the resource. Always. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, I actually have Terry coming on one of my other shows, my blogging lunchtime bites on Thursday, and I'm so excited.
I hope you can keep up. That man can't stop talking.
I know that already.
And Ron jumps in and says, I like that. Heather encourages her son to take part of and use his creative side.
Yeah, my son T-Dog, as he's known on the internet, is quite a creative guy. He does make cards and so on every once in a while, and it's really funny because a couple weeks ago we spent like the whole weekend together down here in the craft room.
Ooh.
And at one point I said, you don't have to be here just because Dad's gone. You don't have to hang out with me. He goes, actually, I kind of like it, Mom. It's okay.
How old is he?
He is 14.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That is
Yeah,
incredible.
But please don't tell him I told you. That'll be it. It'll be over.
Your secret.
Along with everyone else who's watching and who will watch the show. So is there any more audience stuff that you wanted to share?
I'm looking. I'm still learning.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time. So, Heather, you want to tell everyone where to find you and all that yada, yada, yada stuff?
Sure. I'm on every social media there is, except for like that Elo thing. I'm not on that. I don't know what that is. But I'm pretty much everywhere. Heather Kraafter or Kraaft Shaak, and just remember how to spell it. Not that I could, but just remember how to spell it. And if you go to kraftshaak.com, you'll find everything because it's all there. You can sign up for a newsletter and get all the updates. And there's a store, there's live shows. I've got everything on kraftshaak.com.
Thank you. And her site is amazing and full of all kinds of great information and tutorials, and I loved it. I absolutely loved going through it.
Thank you. That I really am honored that you said that because I do it all myself. So thank you very much. I'll take that.
Kudos. Yay.
Where's that applause thing?
Oh yeah, I haven't got that up. There, now you got it up. So you want to give her a big applause?
That's cute.
I can never figure out how to make it stop.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you just have to wait for it to run its time.
If you keep clicking, it just keeps going.
And Debbie, you want to tell people where they can find you and your artwork?
I am all over the internet as well. Just Google my name, Deborah Forand. I'm on several different media sites. Fine Art America Society 6. I'm on Google+, Facebook, Forand Photography. I'm out there.
Yay, and I want to invite everyone who's watching to go check out todaysvisions.com and possibly think about joining. And since I figure most of you are artists, joining into the art galleries. It's a great way to get your name out. We promote you, so if you blog something out there, we're going to be posting it 1, 2, 3 times a day out on Facebook and everything else. So just go ahead and check us out. And what were you showing there, Debbie?
Michael Daniels.
Yeah, Michael and T-Dog are pretty tight buddies. They actually have played the drawing game together. I don't know if you're familiar with the game show hangouts that Michael does, but he does a great job with. We really have a fun time playing Plus Word on Friday nights, and on occasion there's a drawing game on Sunday nights, and my son got to actually be one of the drawers with him, so that was quite fun.
Wow.
Very fun.
Yeah, I'm just hearing about these game shows. I'm going to have to look into
Oh,
it.
you better check it out. It's a ton of fun. Even being in the audience is a ton of fun.
What time is the words? Because that's the one I want to check out.
8 o'clock on Friday nights, our time, Arizona, and that's 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Terry Lee Britton says, perhaps I will finally get brave and attend Heather's show. Shame on me for not being there already.
That's all right. Just don't make me watch another Pixlr video, Terry. Which is kind of a joke because I actually learn a ton when I watch those. I mean, I really enjoy his teaching style is great. So that was really just a joke.
Yeah, he has a wonderful teaching style, and he really helps a lot.
He's a good friend, and he's also a big highlight on Plus Word. So you really do want to check out the game show.
Okay. All right, I'll make sure I mark it down for next Friday. I guess we are about out of time, guys. So we'll talk to y'all later. Bye. maybe.